Bonjour à tous, привет, konnichiwa. So welcome back again. My name is Jesse, and then in today's wonderful discussion, we're talking about the different styles of learning, right? The different styles of learning. So as we already learned that our lifespan is divided into three different aspects. The first 25 to 30 years of your life is your learning period, and the next 25 to 30 years of your life is your earning period, and the last 25 years to the time you die is your distributing period. So in our learning period is the time that we are supposed to learn everything that is very essential to help us to survive on this world, to become successful, and to become significant. So in this discussion, I'll be showing different forms of learning that will help you in your first 25 to 30 years of your life. Okay, so first of all, how do we learn? How do humans generally learn? So there are several ways we learn. So when a baby is born, one of the ways that a baby or human beings learn is first of all is observation. So what is learning first of all? So learning is ability to acquire skills, to acquire knowledge, to acquire experience. So learning is said to be done when there is a change which is coming as a result of the experience that you have acquired, or the skills or the knowledge or information that you have acquired. So babies learn first of all by observation. So when the baby is born, you start crying, and then the baby will be watching whatever everybody is doing. So the baby will see the mother, you see the father, and then he will begin to observe. And so by observing, it comes in two aspects. It will be associative or non-associative. So as the baby is observing, he will associate what he's seeing with certain experience, with certain things. So that if he sees his mother's face, he has associated his mother's face to be his mother. If he sees his father's face, he's associating his father's face to be his father. So the first way that we all learn is by observation, right? Observation. So either associative format of observation or non-associative. Okay, so the next format that we learn is through pleasure or through play. That explains why when we were kids we used to play a lot. Have you ever wondered why when you grew up you don't actually play, but you are learning? So the reason that children play, and through play they learn. So one of the ways that we learn is through play. So when you are a kid, you keep on playing, and as you are playing, you begin to observe. As you are playing, you begin to make mistakes, begin to observe several things, begin to make discoveries of what works and what does not work. And through playing, through pleasure, you gain knowledge. You begin to learn, you begin to acquire skills, begin to acquire information. Okay, so the next way that we learn is through studying. So as you grow, you realize that your play goes down and then your studying increases. So studying is reading, writing, personal discovery, whereby you sit down and then you make your own personal discovery. You take your books and then you begin to study, or you study the pattern that is moving. So in that case, studying is more of observation plus play, but it is mingled at your own pace, right? And one of the ways of learning is also discovery. Sometimes you begin to learn things when you actually discover it yourself, not what somebody is telling you, but when you actually discover it yourself, when you actually go and do your own research, then you know that this thing I have actually discovered it, I have actually found it. That's why Jesus said something that ask and it shall be given to you, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be opened unto you. So discovery is knocking. So when you knock and then the thing is open unto you, you begin to find those things. And then that is when you know that you have actually learned something. So studying and discovery is like things that you actually do it yourself, right? It's not like somebody is teaching you. So the next format or next way or the next method in which we learn is through tuition, right? That is different from studying. Studying is you yourself, you are making your own effort to discover things, to learn something. Tuition is somebody is teaching you what the person has learned. So teaching is whatever somebody has discovered, then he is showing it to you, right? He's explaining it to you. So that's one of the ways of learning. So one of the best ways to learn in life, that whatever you observe, whatever you discover, to be able to become an expert, you have to teach others, right? What I always say, that what you know will only benefit you, but what you do with what you know and how you share what you know will benefit not only you but everybody. So what you know will only benefit you, but what you share of what you know and what you do with what you know will benefit a lot of people. So tuition is one of the ways to help us to learn. The next format of learning, or the next way in which we learn, is through shock. Right? Through shock. Say shock. Shock. This is not a hypervolemic shock, but this is normal shock. One of the ways that we learn is when things occur to us unexpectedly. This is like discovery. But this moment of discovery is like unexpected, something that you were not expecting, something that you never hoped of, something that happened astonishingly, something that surprised you. Most of it is something they call PSTD, right? Post traumatic. I've forgotten the full thing, but I hope everybody knows. Okay, so people begin to experience things surprisingly, astonishingly. They are meet unexpectedly about certain things, and they begin to learn quickly. Right? For example, if you get to a place that you have everybody has been learning French, right? But in case you go to a place that you have no option, and then you got yourself into a problem that you have no option, you realize that all the French or the Russian that you have been learning, all of them start coming. So one of the ways that we learn is through shock. The next way that we learn is pain. See that there is pleasure or play. That is one way we learn, through pleasure or play. But there's also another way in which we learn, which is through pain. So pain is one of the ways that we learn. For example, there are two types of pain. We have the pain of discipline. The pain of discipline is whereby you yourself you sit down, right? And then despite the cost, despite you not feeling comfortable, despite the pressure, despite your own pace, you discipline yourself. You discipline yourself, you sit down and then you learn. That is the pain of discipline. That is one of the ways of learning. And it's very, very good to operate by this pain of discipline. There's another format of pain in which causes us to learn the pain of regret. And that is the one that goes with this saying, oh, had I known, oh, the mistakes I wish I had never done. That is the pain of regret. That is like learning from your own mistakes. So there are two forms of pain. So pain is one of the way that will teach you a lot of lessons. Pain will actually teach you a lot of lesson. For example, there's one discovery that they made that like the reason why uh, most countries that were most countries in harsh weathers, right? Like in the developed world, are more developed is because of the pain that they experience, the pain from the weather. The harsh cold will make you think, to make you do something that is going to save your life, to make you learn things faster. But if you are in a comfortable zone, if you are in a pleasurable zone, the rate at which you learn is very slow. But if you are in a place at which you push yourself, you begin to learn well. So it is very, very important that you discipline yourself, although there's going to be pain, right? When trying to discipline yourself, but it's going to pay off in the end. Then all of these things, how we learn, are always must always be based on this level, what I call RIPER. So what is RIPER? So RIPER is recall, involvement. So everything that you are learning, and all that you are, all these methods in which we learn is based on our ability to recall. That is memory. Ability to remember whatever we are studying, we are observing, ability to remember whatever we were taught. Then the next one is involvement, whether we are actively involved or passively involved. Then practice, like the more we practice, the more we engage all our senses to it, the more we learn and experience, the more, just like practice, the more we have different exposure, and the more we repeat. So how we learn is usually based on this format of things that come our way. Okay, so let's see something, the different styles at which we learn. So the different styles of learning are, first of all, we have visual, that is through seeing, right? That is observation. There are people that they learn best when they see things. And then one of the things that helps you to learn is when you see things, it sticks very, very well. But it will only stay for about 10%. So you have to keep on seeing too. You have to keep on applying recall and then repetition before it will continue to stay. Then the next thing is audio. So audio is also good, but it takes less than visual. What you see is you remember more than what you hear, right? So you have to keep on repetition. You have to keep on recalling. So some people learn best when they hear things. Another one is verbal. Some people learn when they speak. So after they have seen it, whether after they have heard it, they have to speak it. They have to explain it to other people. That is verbal. That is one of the ways of learning. One of the different styles of learning. Another style that which we learn is tactile. That is, they have to actually hold it. They have to actually feel it. They have to actually touch it. They have to be tangible. If you are teaching them abstract things and they don't have examples of what you are teaching them, they can't see practical examples, they are not going to learn very well. So these are the main types of learning based on our senses, right? So now this is for the how we learn based on our senses. How do we learn also? Based on our mind, based on our mindset. So our mind is divided into three parts. We have our soul is divided into three parts. We have our intellect, our emotions, and then our I've forgotten, our will, right? Okay. So now let's move on. So based on our intellect, you have logic. So there are people that learn logically. They learn by concepts. They learn by systems. They learn by abstractions. They try to see the reason behind it. They don't just learn anyhow. They want to learn what does it mean. They learn by finding the meaning of things. They learn by finding the content, the context. They learn by finding what the thing actually mean. The people that learn also emotionally, right? They learn only when they are in the mood. They learn what are going to benefit them. They learn what they are interested in. They learn what is pleasurable to them, not anything. If they are not in the mood of learning, they are not going to learn. If the thing that they are learning has no interest, they are not involved their emotions, they are not going to learn very well. The other group of people that learn more through practical. So practical is combination of them. So they have to understand it, they have to feel it, and they have to actually do it. They have to actually put to work. They have to be involved in it. That is when they can learn well. So this is the format of learning or the styles of learning based on our soul, right? Both in our mind. Now the next format of learning is, or the style of learning is based on where we are, either solitary, that is whether you alone are learning. There are people that they learn very well when they are alone, without noise, without food, without pleasure, without pain. That is when they learn very well. And the other people that learn very well when it's social, right? They learn when it's a group, so they like group discussions. They prefer that we discuss together in a group so that they learn well. These are all the different types and different styles of learning, but it is best that you combine all of them. You should not only depend on visual. You should combine visual and audio, and then combine verbal and tactile. To be able to recall a lot of things, you have to combine all of them. Everybody has his own strong point, but if you're able to combine all these different formats of learning, you become the best and able to retain more of what you learn and able to use it well. Thank you for staying with me, and please don't forget to share. Stay blessed.